Good morning, Emerson. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, and coming up after a 25-year wait, David Lynch's cult classic TV series Twin Peaks will be re-upped as a limited series on Showtime. Maggie Morlath will have more on that later.
And Logan Reaver will be with us later to talk about the Major League Baseball postseason.
Good morning, Emerson. I'm Christian Mudrick.
Good morning, Emerson. I'm Madeline Avery.
And I'm Christian Mudrick. We have a great show in store for you today. Later on, we have Amber Lane, who's bringing soul sessions to Emerson, here sitting down to talk with Mike. And these soul sessions are a live, collaborative, dance, comedy, music party.
They sound amazing. I'm really excited to see what she has to say about it and learn more about these soul sessions.
Have her explain it a little better than I did.
But later on, we also have a musical guest in studio today, which is really exciting. His name is Lee Preston. He's a local Boston musician, and he's going to be performing 2 songs. We heard him earlier, and he sounds great.
Wonderful. Yep. And then later on, we have Michael Maycomer, our wonderful travel correspondent, giving us a tour of both Downtown Crossing and Copley Square. And we're going to see what's hot in Boston.
I'm excited to see. I think it's always fun to have someone traveling around and telling us cool things to check out. I love knowing about, different things to check out in Boston. Yeah.
And Downtown Crossing is a great shopping district.
Exactly.
The best.
But right now, we're going to send it over to Claire Kerr with our news update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Claire Kerr, here to bring you today's news. Hewlett-Packard confirmed yesterday it will split into 2 companies, one with its computer and printing business, and the other with technology services such as software and data storage. Executives say that the major benefit with this move is the enterprise business will have a singular focus on the data center, and the PC printer business will be much faster. CEO Meg Whitman has been talking about this company's split for the past few years. The transition is expected to be complete by the end of the fiscal year 2015. HP stock is now up 5%, but as HP cuts costs, company is unfortunately laying off tens of thousands of employees. Well, the man who was on a mission to travel the Bermuda Triangle in a floating bubble had to be rescued by the Coast Guard on Saturday. 42-year-old Riza Bellucci set out to cover a 3,000-mile journey to raise money for needy children through his charity, Plant Unity. And his choice of transportation was interesting, to say the least. An inflatable hydropod capsule made of plastic 3 millimeters thick. Yet after 70 miles and 3 days into the voyage, the U.S. Coast Guard had to airlift him from his bubble off the coast of St. Augustine, Florida. Bellucci was first located Thursday when someone called the Coast Guard to report a disoriented man in a bubble near the Miami coast. The Coast Guard has not said what the total rescue cost was, but it used an airplane that cost about $20,000 and a helicopter which was about $14,000 per hour. And a freelance NBC News cameraman has been diagnosed with the Ebola virus and arrived in the U.S. yesterday. 33-year-old Ashaka Mokpao left Liberia on Sunday and was transported to a Nebraska hospital for treatment. He was able to walk off the plane, and his parents say that his symptoms are mild so far. Mokpao was admitted to Nebraska Medical Center, the same place where a previous patient, Rick Sara, was treated for Ebola, who has since recovered. Mokpao is the 5th confirmed American to be evacuated from West Africa with this Ebola outbreak. And yesterday, a Spanish nurse tested positive for Ebola after treating patients at a Madrid hospital. She is thought to be the first person outside Africa with the virus. And over the weekend, authorities in Iguala, Mexico, found a mass of unmarked graves containing human remains. They believe these could be the remains of students who went missing over a week ago. On September 26th, gunmen opened fire at buses carrying students and soccer players in southern Mexico. Authorities say 3 students were among 6 people killed, and 43 students have been missing since. During Saturday's discovery, the remains of at least 28 people were found along a remote dirt road. The bodies were apparently covered in gasoline and burned before they were buried. Officials say it could take between 2 weeks and 2 months to identify them. The missing students were apparently studying to become school teachers and were mostly young males in their 20s. The investigation continues as witnesses have accused police of participating in the shootings tied to a drug gang. Well, that's all the news I have for now. Back to Madeline and Christian on the couch.
Thank you so much, Claire. Okay, that story about the man in the bubble seems a little bit
It
ridiculous.
reminds me of my favorite movie, Bubble Boy. A young Jake Gyllenhaal, but
I love that movie. But although the rescue process actually sounded pretty intense, can you tell us, more about that?
Absolutely. I mean, everyone's trying to do something new and different, break new grounds. This guy decided to try and, he was a great athlete, wanted to run across the ocean in basically like a hamster ball. And, while that seems like kind of a neat idea, he really wasn't prepared. When the rescue squad, the Coast Guard got them, they said that he did not have enough supplies, bottle of water, a few protein bars, just really wasn't prepared for that, but definitely an interesting one.
well, thank you, Claire. You've been wonderful as always, but unfortunately, the same cannot be said about these dreary skies in Boston. Now over to Lauren Fox with this week's weather update.
Hello, Christian and Madeline. If you hadn't broken out the rain boots and trench coat yet, you definitely did on Saturday. The puddles, misty air, and thick fog had the Boston Common looking bleak. Sunday and Monday made up for it with sunny skies and crisp fall air. On your way to class this morning, make sure to take in the autumn leaves on the 2 or 3 trees you might see. Today, we'll have a partly sunny start with a high of 70 degrees. Enjoy it while it lasts because that sun will go back into hiding around 11 a.m. to make way for a 20% chance of afternoon showers. Tonight, there will be a 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms are likely to develop closer to midnight. Temperatures are expected to dip down only slightly to around 60 degrees. But if you're not a fan of lightning, you might want to keep those covers pulled up tight. Those thunderstorms are likely to continue into tomorrow with a 70% chance of rain and an expected high of 70 degrees. Wind gusts could get up to 30 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Although the gusts won't be powerful enough to carry you away Mary Poppins style, make sure to hold on to your umbrella while walking down Boylston. Our 5-day forecast shows us we will bounce back from hump day with clear skies, and Thursday we'll have an expected high of 58 degrees. Friday will be mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of rain and a high of 59. You can expect very similar weather on Saturday with the same high of 59 and cloudy skies. I know the forecast isn't ideal, but maybe tonight you can put that homework aside for a few hours to use the thunderstorm as an excuse to watch a scary movie with friends. Whatever you end up doing, try and hang out inside and not near any telephone poles. Stay safe, and I will see you all on Thursday. Back to you, Christian and Madeline.
Thank you so much, Lauren. So last Thursday, the Supreme Court refused to make a decision on same-sex marriage in our country, which left it up to smaller circuit courts to make the decision for us.
Right. And that was what, this is a really interesting decision by the Supreme Court. I think it's something that a lot of people are talking about.
Absolutely.
The refusal to hear the arguments and just the idea that they were not going to be discussing this ban is interesting. And it ended up being a victory for the gay marriage cause. But I think it is very interesting and different that they're just not going to be hearing the cases. And I wonder what went into that thinking. I know there has been a lot of bipartisan effort between the two sides of the Supreme Court, but I don't really know where that decision came from. I think a lot of people were shocked because a lot of people thought that they were just going to decide overall to end the discussion and to legalize gay marriage throughout the country, but that didn't end up happening. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
Absolutely. However, on a more positive note, 11 more states joined the gay marriage bandwagon, I suppose, and now we're up to 30 states in the country that actually allow same-sex marriage.
So it's great. So when we come back, Mike Cantalupo will be sitting down with Amber Lane to talk about soul sessions. Stick around. Welcome back, everyone. Logan, as you might have already guessed, I'm not a huge sports fan, so neither Christian nor I. So fill us in, what is going on in the world of sports?
The sky is falling. Well, that's what you'd be thinking if you listened to the media and New Englanders all around this past week. The 41-14 annihilation led to talks of things unimaginable, like is Tom Brady's time as quarterback done? And has the reign of dominance come to an end? With all of the swirling rumors, the Patriots still took the field on Sunday night for a primetime matchup against one of the game's top teams and the last undefeated team, the Cincinnati Bengals. We jump Tom Brady getting ready for the game right there. In the first quarter, it is hooking up with Gronk for a great strike right there. That would be the 50,000th passing yard. He surpasses it, the sixth player in history to do that. Later, it is Brady finding Mr. Wright, Tim Wright, on the 17-yard strike, 14-0. Who's going to spike it? It's going to be Tom Brady, going up 14-0. Later, it's Gronk again. Get off me, and he will throw it down. Another Gronk spike, another Brady to Gronk touchdown, and Brady getting into it with Gronkowski right there, all sorts of pumped up. And the Patriots would go on to win it 43-17. Amazing game for the Patriots, a great bounce back. You could see the exuberance on the face of Tom Brady and his teammates. This was a typical Patriots win, and it brought back the sense of stability to the region that is so familiar. So all that talk was quickly put to rest. Well, at least for another week when the Pats travel to host a hostile environment in Buffalo against the also 3-2 Bills. After Sunday night's win in Baltimore, in Detroit, it was official that both division series in the AL were sweeps. The other coming with the Royals' domination of the Angels, who quickly exited the playoffs once again and haven't made much noise since their 2002 postseason title. A matchup that nobody would have ever dreamed about is now a reality. Kansas City and Baltimore. What is going on? This isn't the 1980s. This is today, and these teams are geared up to get that elusive AL pennant and a chance at the World Series title. In the NL, a bit different with the great series between LA and St. Louis, where each team has notched wins so far, but it is the Cardinals who took away Game 3 and are now just one game away from advancing after last night. Game 4 will be tonight, and that is must-watch TV right there. After a long week of work, the typical 9-to-5 blue-collar worker enjoys a well-deserved day off. In baseball, days off come at a premium as well, but Sunday's day off was more than necessary for both the Giants and Nationals after their 18-inning marathon of a game in Game 2, in which Brandon Belt's homer in inning 18 lifted the 2-1 win. In Game 3, it was the Nationals getting a little bit of revenge and winning 4-1 to send it to a Game 4, which is tonight as well. Another Sunday, another record, typical day at the office for Peyton Manning. The milestone this time, throwing 500 touchdown passes in his illustrious career. In the first quarter against Arizona, Manning hooked up with Julius Thomas for a 7-yard score, and in the process becoming the second QB to hit the big 500. The other being Old Man Favre, who finished his career with 508. It is no doubt that Manning will surpass Favre at some point this season, and probably sooner rather than later. But for now, I tip my cap to you, Peyton. Maybe just try keeping that level of play up in the postseason for a change. That's all the time I got for you this time around. Back to my friends on the couch.
Thanks so much, Logan. Okay, so I do like football, and I kind of know about football.
Really?
But I want to know from you, because I know you're a big Pats fan, did this win really solve all of the Patriots' problems?
I mean, I'd say for now it solved their problems. The biggest problem was the offensive line, who played great on Sunday night, especially against a tough Bengals defensive front. As for the receiving weapons, Gronk looks like he's getting back to form, so that's a little bit of excitement right there.
Good. I'm glad you like that.
Well, thank you so much, Logan. Now we're going to send it over to the incomparable Mike Canalupo, who's sitting down with Amber Lane, the woman behind bringing Soul Sessions to Emerson.
Thanks, guys. I'm honored to be sitting next to a dear friend of mine, Amber Lane. Amber, Soul Sessions. The name sounds cool, but what is it?
Soul Sessions is a live music, live dance, live art, live comedy, performance party.
Live everything. You know I love live stuff.
Yeah,
so
clearly.
Dance and it's like a dance party?
Yeah, so you have like local artists who are just sharing their work, and you have the audience get to experience it in a small, intimate setting, and in between the art, we have a party with a DJ.
That sounds amazing.
It's fun.
For me, it's awesome. But who's involved with this in terms of Emerson?
Soul Sessions Emerson is going to have performances from Emerson Dance Company, Troublemakers, Noteworthy, Swomo, EUDT. Apparently we have a rap and hip hop club society at Emerson, and they're going to be performing. So, and there are some surprise artists as well that I don't want to give away.
Okay, so you got a lot of big names there, and
Yeah.
some even bigger names maybe coming up in there. But when is it?
It's October 19th in the
Okay.
multipurpose room at 7 p.m.
And how did you get this idea? Did you create this, or has this been going on?
I can't take credit for it. I started working for a company called 1000 Virtues Dance over the summer.
Okay.
Soul sessions happen locally in Cambridge at an art gallery, and I got involved. I started performing there every week, and I was like, this is perfect for Emerson. Why don't we do this here? So now I'm bringing it.
And from what I hear, it seems like it's a little bit different of an experience than a normal show for an audience. It's interactive?
Yeah,
almost?
it's basically we open the floor for anybody to come up and collaborate on the spot. So we have certain points in the show where a musician will go up, start singing, and hopefully a dancer will come up and start interacting with them, and you just see like solaborations, as we call them. Solaborations happen right in front of your eyes.
Solaborations. So it's almost as if acts are planned, but not
With a little room
planned
for
at the same time.
spontaneity.
So if you wanted to get involved with it, is it too late to get involved?
It's not. We still have a few acts available if you're a performer on campus or if you're in an arts organization and you'd like to be a part of this. Shoot me an email or find Soul Sessions Emerson on Facebook and message me there, and I will add you to the lineup.
And tell me one more time, when October
19th, multipurpose room.
Multipurpose room, what time?
7 p.m.
And is it free?
It's free.
It's so free.
It's just
I love it. Amber, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome,
joining.
Mike.
Now, recently, Steve Martin was given the AFI's Award for Lifetime Achievement, but GME's Everyday Achievement Award goes directly to Maggie Morlath. Here she is right now.
Mike, you're far too kind. But comedy king Steve Martin is set to receive the American Film Institute's 2014 Lifetime Achievement Award. This wild and crazy guy will be celebrated next June in a ceremony televised on TNT. The 69-year-old's career spanning over 4 decades will be honored. While he had his start in stand-up in the 1960s, Martin has moved to film acting, playwriting, and even a little banjo playing. While the AFI often awards dramatic performers, the Institute broke the mold last year by choosing Mel Brooks. Seems like the Institute has been feeling the funny recently, so the ceremony is sure to be hilarious. We just have to wait a year to see it. Oh, snap! Raven Simone is speaking her mind. The former child star recently sat down with Oprah during a Where Are They Now segment and said, quote, "I don't want to be labeled gay. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans." She went on to say, "I'm not African American, I'm an American." Oprah was immediately concerned that Raven's comments would create much flack and set Twitter on fire. Raven argued that being an American is being a colorless person. Raven defended her sexuality by saying that she has never needed anyone else to define it for herself. The former Cosby Show and That's So Raven actress unofficially came out to the public last year when she tweeted that she could finally get married after the ban on same-sex marriage was lifted. Hard to say what the future holds for Raven, but I'm sure she knows. One of television's most bizarre yet most beloved cult classics is returning after 25 years, and hip TV nerds everywhere are losing their minds, myself included. Twin Peaks, a creation of David Lynch and Mark Frost, will return as a 9-episode series on Showtime in 2016. Last week, the creators teased fans with twin tweets reading, "Dear Twitter friends, that gum you like is going to come back in style. #DamnGoodCoffee." The revival was confirmed yesterday with a video featuring the show's murdered prom queen, Laura Palmer, teasing the new series. The original series only ran for 2 seasons in 1990 and 1991 before being canceled by ABC. While no cast or plot details have been revealed yet, the niche Twin Peaks fanbase will be happy with anything Lynch and Frost throw their way, as long as the owls are still not what they seem. And TV enthusiasts are getting all of the gifts this week. AMC debuted a music video teaser for the Breaking Bad spinoff Better Call Saul, set to premiere in February 2015.
Saul, Saul, you better call Saul. He'll fight for your rights when your back's to the wall. Sticking to the man, justice for all. You heard me, you better call Saul.
Besides those few courtroom scenes, we haven't seen or heard much about the new series, other than it being the backstory of Walter White's crooked lawyer, Saul Goodman. But if the show's anything like this twangy teaser, it may just be as addicting as meth. This has been Maxmo with all the entertainment news you need to know.
Thank you so much, Maggie. So how would you say, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how excited are you for the return of Twin Peaks?
I might say 10. I'm pretty excited about this. I just recently got into this show, and as soon as I finished those 2 small seasons, I just wanted more. And I really recommend anyone go binge this right now. It's all on Netflix. It's going to be huge. It's been 25 years. I can't wait to see what Lynch has for us.
All right, well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Maggie.
so much, Maggie. And now we actually have our travel correspondent, Michael Maycomer, is going to be showing us around Copley Square. Let's check out what he found out.
Good morning, Emerson College, and welcome back to the fall 2014 fall semester. My name is Michael Maycomer, and I'm the travel host for here and GME. Right now I'm in Back Bay, a very historic part of Boston, in Copley Square. I'm here because I'm getting acquainted with getting back to school, and that means studying. Right across the street over there is the Boston Public Library. If you ever feel like venturing outside of Emerson College's very, very tiny library, that's a pretty good spot. And actually, every Friday here during the fall semester, there will be a farmer's market in which tons of great food are served for college students, Bostonians alike. And if you're also additionally hungry after the farmer's market, you can hit Shaw's, which is right over there. Also Trader Joe's. If you're from California, you know what I'm talking about. Also, my favorite part of the spot, the tortoise and the hare over there, great place to chill. We're surrounded by beautiful water fountains and a lot of fun activity going on here. And here we are in downtown Crossing in Boston, right near Emerson College actually. I'm here at the corner of Summer and Washington Street. If you walk down the street, Paramount Building is right down there. Here I am. So much going on here. A lot of commerce, a lot of places to shop, eat, and explore. And I'm actually standing right outside historic Filene's basement that closed down. And there's a ton of places to shop, including the Macy's, which is right behind me. If you're interested in makeup, fashion, that's the place to go. Personally, I've heard that there's a food court right over there that has a great assortment of food. Also, take a look at the flowers over there. Beautiful stuff. What I love about it here is that there seems to be always something to do. Even though it's a little rainy out today, Bostonians still come out and decide to have some fun.
And we're going to send it over to our other co-host, Mike Cantalupo, who's talking to Boston musician Lee Preston.
With us. So what's the first song that you're going to be playing today?
The first song I'll be playing is a song off of my album I released in March called The Gentleman, and it's called Dear Adelaide.
And how can we find out more about your music?
I'm up on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm on Bandcamp, where you can stream my music.
Do you have a link for that?
Yeah, it's leepreston.bandcamp.com.
Simple enough.
Yep.
Take it away.
The gentle humming of the subway cars, the day drinkers in the broke down bars, they're singing sweetly like the siren song. They'll mislead you, they'll steer you wrong, but don't stay away from me, my darling, 'cause the city is pretty and I can be so ugly, so ugly. Dear Adelaide, oh, don't you lose your way past the punks and the drunks and the bars on Harvard Avenue. The ticking of the kitchen clock, the marked Monday on the calendar we both forgot, are reminders of a better time when I was yours and you were mine. But now I wait in this darkening apartment. My hands quake, my heart begins to lament. Please forgive me, dear Adelaide. Oh, don't you lose your way past the punks and the drunks heavy steps on the stairs. I rise from my seat. The smell of your hand steady on my feet. Key jingles the lock, face to the door. You've been gone so long, I can't wait anymore. Baby, please don't fight, not tonight. Baby, please turn off the light. Dear Adelaide, oh, don't you lose your way past the punks and the drunks and the bars on Harvard Avenue. Dear Adelaide, now that we parted ways, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. But I'll wait for you, dear Adelaide.
What a cool sound you have.
Thanks.
So that's all the time we have for Good Morning Emerson. By the way, make sure it's Temple Twist Tuesday. Make sure to hashtag Temple Twist Tuesday whenever you're out there. It's Emerson's favorite organic cherry soda. I'll be outside the DH giving free samples from 12 to 2 today. Now, Lee, what are you going to sing us out to?
I'm going to do a cover of Ray Charles's Drown in My Own Tears.
Awesome.
It's a great song.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching Good Morning Emerson.
It brings a tear into my eyes when I begin to realize I cried so much since you've been gone. I guess I'll drown in my own tears. I sit and cry just like a child. My pouring tears are running wild. If you don't think you'll be home soon, I guess I'll drown